So if you have a couple of yoga blocks, you can grab your blocks and just have them close by. Totally optional. You can do this whole class without them. We're gonna get started today just in an easy seated position. So you can sit cross-legged, you can stretch your legs out if that feels good to you. But just sitting up nice and tall, start by rolling your shoulders back. And just gathering your shoulder blades together, lengthening up through the crown of your head, feeling your seat connected down to your mat, maybe closing your eyes or just finding a focal point, a drishti, where you can settle your gaze and take a few breaths just to ground your energy, arriving on your yoga mat. Give yourself a little gratitude for taking this time out of your day, your night, your holiday, just for being here, for focusing on your body, your breath. For our balance focused equestrian practice today, we'll really be using this mental focus and clarity, connecting in with our body to support the shapes that we're making. So really getting this sense of where your body is in space here. So just noticing how your legs, your hips connect down to the earth. And then just kind of outlining your body in space. So really feeling into the alignment through your spine, feeling your shoulders stacking right over your hips, letting your arms just relax, letting go of tension. And then bringing your head right on the center of your spine. And just noticing this alignment through your spine from root to crown. Feeling the soft curve in your lower back, the slope of your shoulders, and just that subtle connection through your upper back. Gently drawing your shoulder blades together. Take a nice deep breath here. So really filling your lungs all the way up with air. And then just sigh it out. We'll do one more breath like that. A deep breath in, filling all the way up. And a breath out, completely empty. So if you close your eyes here, you can blink your eyes open. And if you're sitting with your legs crossed, just switch out your legs so the opposite one is in front. And if you have your legs straight, maybe changing up your position, feeling your hips grounding down to your mat. On your inhale, reach your arms all the way out overhead. And then as you exhale, take a side bend. So bring your right hand down, reach up and over with your left arm. So keeping your chest open, maybe looking up towards your left fingertips, or you can look down or forward. Just see what feels good for your neck here. Taking a nice deep breath in, one more breath out. And then on your inhale, bring your right arm back up towards the sky, really reaching up through your fingertips. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, side bend, other side. So bringing your left hand down, really stretching up and over, but keeping your chest open, drawing your right shoulder back. Maybe looking up towards your right fingertips or down. or forward, just whatever feels good in your body. Taking one more breath here. Exhale, and then on your inhale, coming back up, reaching both fingertips up towards the sky, maybe gazing up between your hands. And then sweeping your arms down, bringing your fingertips behind you, and just gathering your shoulder blades together, lifting your heart, gazing up towards the sky, little tiny back bend, opening your chest, maybe feeling a little stretch in your biceps even. Good, and then releasing that little back bend, coming back through center, and we'll make our way into a tabletop position here. So bringing your wrists right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips. So pressing your palms down into your mat, feeling nice and grounded. And just start with a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine. And just follow along with your breath here. So feel free to add in any kind of movements that might feel good to you. Maybe that's a little side bend, looking over one shoulder and then the other, little hip circles. There's no right or wrong, just kind of seeing what feels intuitive in your body. Good, and then come back through that neutral tabletop position. So your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists all in one line. Knees right underneath your hips. And then start to extend your right leg back behind you. So this is where we'll start to add a little balance challenge. When you're ready, floating your right foot off of your mat. So keep drawing your low ribs together. Notice if when you lift your right leg, if that wants to create a little extension in the lower back. So keep drawing your core in, feeling that connection, and then taking your left fingertips forward. So noticing this connection from your fingertips all the way to your right heel, your right toes. Take a breath here, and then as you exhale, start to open your left hand out to the side, hold it there, and then bring your right leg over to the right. As you inhale, bring all that back through center, and then as you exhale, open. So the trick here is to really use that core connection to keep your body nice and aligned, even when you're using your limbs independently. So this really translates to our riding so well, bringing in that core support. We'll do one more here. So bringing it back through center, and then slowly opening back up, having this awareness of what our arms and our legs and our core is doing. And then come back through center, finding your balance. Take a breath. And then release your left hand, your right knee, back onto your mat. So take a couple cat-cows here. Just a little reset. If you're feeling any tension in your wrists, you can sit your hips back to your heels, turn your palms up towards the sky, and just wiggle your fingers. So balancing, really using the forearm muscles, the hands of that hand that is grounded. And then once you feel a little release there, just making your way back to your tabletop. So finding that core connection, drawing your low ribs in together, actively pressing your palms down into your mat. Keeping a little soft bend in your elbows will help. And then start to extend your left leg back behind you this time. So keeping all of that, drawing your low ribs together, start to float your left foot off of your mat. And it doesn't really matter how high you lift, so you can play around with it. If you kept lifting that left foot, you may start to collapse into your lower back. So keep that core connection, maybe just hovering your toes. And then when you're ready, bringing your right hand forward and really just connecting in with your body, feeling your right arm, your left leg, your left hand really grounded. Take a breath here through center, and then as you exhale, start to open your right arm, maybe just shoulder height, and then opening your left leg. And then as you inhale, slowly bring it back through center. So making these movements really precise, just like when we're riding, we have to use our hands and our seat and our legs independently. We all know how important that is for communicating clearly with our horses. So using this to really cultivate that sense of awareness. Good, last one. Bringing it back through center, pausing here, really finding your balance, finding that connection. Take a breath in, and then release your right hand, your left knee back into your tabletop. So just any kind of movement here, if you're feeling it, maybe in the left forearm this time, sit your hips back to your heels, turn your palms to face up. Just kind of wiggle your fingers there, maybe open and close your fist. Nice little release for the forearms. Good. And then bringing your palms back onto your mat. So go ahead and tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, coming into your downward facing dog. So take a moment in this first one to just pedal out your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let go of any tension in your neck and your shoulders. Maybe lift and lower your heels. And just find a nice little stretch and lengthening through the back of your legs. You can keep your knees bent as much as you need to. So wanting to feel this stretch in the hamstrings and the calves rather than right behind the knee. So if you're feeling a lot of tension just behind your joints, bend your knees a little more. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. And then look in between your hands, slowly walk your way all the way up, top of your mat, coming into your forward fold. Separate your feet about mat's width distance here, so wider than your hips. Bend your knees generously and just hang heavy. Maybe reach for opposite elbows. You can take a little sway side to side, making this a nice passive stretch and release for the lower back and the hips. Also so important when we're riding. That is the literal connection point with our horses when we're in the saddle. So just enjoying this stretch, letting go of tension. Good, and then coming back through center, release your hands, heel toe your feet back together. So bringing your feet about hips width distance here. So you can bring your two fists together in between your feet. That is about hips width for you. And just using your hands for balance, rocking all the way forward, lifting your heels, and then all the way back, lifting your toes. And then just really feeling your feet connecting down into your mat. Keep your knees bent, slowly start to curl up to stand, bone by bone. So your head will come up last, standing up nice and tall. Shrug your shoulders all the way up by your ears, and then roll your shoulders back, palms face forward, lifting your chest, but keeping your low ribs drawing in together, tailbone straight down towards the floor. So feeling that connection from root to crown, from earth to sky. Take a deep breath in, a slow breath out. Then on your next inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands together through heart center, come all the way down into your forward fold, bending your knees a little or a lot. Release your head at the bottom, shake your head no, shake your head yes. Then on your inhale, halfway lift. So sliding your hands up to your shins, gather your shoulder blades together, lengthen your spine, take a breath in. On your exhale, forward fold. So grabbing your blocks if you have them, and if you don't, just bringing your fingertips to your mat. Start to shift your weight over into your right foot. Bring your left heel in towards your glutes here, and then extend that left leg back, softly stepping all the way to the back of your mat, lowering your left knee. So you can turn your blocks up to their high setting, or if you're not using your blocks, just walk your hands up onto your right thigh. So lengthening your spine here. So keeping your knees bent so that there's about a 90-degree angle behind both knees. And then when you're ready, reaching your arms overhead, relaxing your shoulders. So drawing your shoulder blades together, maybe looking up towards the ceiling, coming into a little back bend if that feels good for you. Curling your shoulders back, lifting your heart. On your inhale, come through center, and then as you exhale, gather your hands together. Take a twist over to your right. So bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Stack your shoulders. You can look over that right shoulder. Maybe open up your arms. And then gather your hands back together. Slowly unwind, coming out of your twist. Low crescent, reaching your arms up to the sky. Take a full breath in. And then on your exhale, bringing your hands down onto your blocks, the high, the medium, or the low height, or just bringing your fingertips to your mat. Tuck your back toes under if they're not already. Lift your back knee off of your mat so you're in this runner's lunge. Your left hand will stay here. Reach your right arm up. Nice, easy twist. And then release that right hand back down, lowering your left knee, coming into a modified side plank. So plant your left hand, step your right foot back, reach your right arm back up to the sky, and then option to take it into your full side plank, adding a little balance challenge, straightening that left leg, or to really challenge your balance, you can float that right foot. So whatever variation feels good to you today, depending on the challenge that you need. We'll take one more breath here in this side plank. Full breath in, full breath out, and then releasing your right hand back onto your mat, downward facing dog. So lifting your hips up and back, creating that inverted V shape with your body. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Take a deep breath in, exhale, sigh it out. Look in between your hands, walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift. So hands up to your shins, gather your shoulder blades together. Take one more breath here, and then exhale, fold all the way down. Slowly rise up, bone by bone. Your head will come up last, roll your shoulders back. And then from here, you'll bring your feet hips width distance, shift your weight over into your left foot, and then keeping your hips nice and level as you transfer your weight over to your left foot. So notice that if you shift your weight into your left foot, your right hip kind of drops down. So keep your hips nice and level. Maybe float that right foot off of your mat. And then slowly start to hinge forward, extending that right leg back. So just finding your balance here. And then softly step your right foot like halfway towards the back of your mat for your pyramid pose. So as you inhale, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, slowly start to fold over that left leg. So maybe bring your fingertips down onto your mat. You can bend your knee as much as you need to. You can also use your blocks here on any of the heights. So just getting a nice stretch through that left hamstring. Again, making sure that you're feeling these stretches in the meaty parts of your muscles rather than behind your joints. Taking one more breath here, deep breath in, slow breath out, and then stepping your right foot up to meet your left, forward fold. So just hang heavy here, a little reset, maybe finding your ragdoll, reaching opposite elbows. Take a little sway, side to side. Good, and then coming back through center. On your inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And then your exhale, fold forward. So getting your blocks on either height or grounding down into your fingertips. Start to shift your weight over to your left foot. Bring your right heel in towards your glutes, little flamingo pose. And then extend that right leg back, stepping all the way to the back of your mat, lowering your right knee, finding your blocks, or walking your hands up onto your left thigh, lengthening your spine. And then as you're ready, reaching your arms overhead, biceps by your ears. So feeling that alignment through your spine, keeping your pelvis in that neutral position, tailbone down towards the floor, drawing your low ribs together. Maybe adding a little back bend here, curl your shoulders back, open your heart. Good, and then coming back through center, take a breath in. As you exhale, gather your hands together at your heart, coming into your twist, bringing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee this time. So working into that twist a little deeper, opening up the arms if that feels good. Good, and then gathering your hands back together slowly. Unwind, come up through center, low crescent. Arms reach up, deep breath in. As you exhale, bringing your hands back onto your blocks. Whatever setting works for you. I like the medium for the transitions. Tucking your toes under if they're not already, and then straightening your right leg. So lifting your knee, your right hand will stay on your inhale, reach your left arm up, finding that twist, prepping for our side plank. Good, and then releasing that left hand back onto your mat, framing your front foot, grounding through your right knee. So you can move your blocks off to the sides, feeling your right hand as you step your left foot back, sweeping your left arm up for your side plank, staying here in this grounded version, or if you want a little extra balance challenge, coming into your full side plank, straightening both legs. Maybe floating that top leg if you're up for the challenge. Taking one more breath wherever you ended up. And then releasing your left hand down, come through center. Exhale, downward facing. Sending your hips up and back. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Releasing any tension in your neck, your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Looking in between your hands, slowly walk your feet all the way up top of your mat. On your inhale, halfway lift, little reset. Exhale, forward, fold, slowly curling up to stand, bone by bone. Head comes up last, shrugging your shoulders up by your ears, and then back and down. So shifting your weight this time over into your right foot. So bringing your hands to your hips if that helps to bring in that body awareness. And then start to float your left foot. So it doesn't really matter how high you pick up this foot, keeping your hips nice and steady. So just noticing if when you shift your weight over, do you collapse down into that left hip? So feeling that stability through the right hip, the glute med working. And then as you are ready, slowly hinging forward as you extend your left leg back, keeping the hips nice and level. And then stepping your left foot just like halfway so that you can ground through both heels. Start to hinge forward, folding over your right leg. So maybe grabbing your blocks if you have them, or bending your right knee so you can bring your fingertips down. Enjoying this stretch in the right hamstrings. Coming back to your breath. And just noticing what you feel on this side. It may feel different. Taking one more breath here. Deep breath in. Then you can get rid of your block. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Forward fold. Reaching for opposite elbows. Hang heavy. Take a little sway side to side in your ragdoll. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. And then come back through center on your inhale, halfway lift. And then your exhale, folding forward. Bend your knees a lot. Place your hands onto your mat. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. So just pause here and check in with your body, noticing how you feel. Breathing in and out through your nose. Good, and then lowering your knees down onto your mat, swinging your legs around in front of you. So bringing your feet together, you can move your blocks off to the side if you're using them. Feet together, flex your ankles. On your inhale, reach your arms up. And then your exhale, fold forward. Good, releasing your hands, coming back up through center, sitting up nice and tall. Stretch your arms out in front of you, roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Lengthening your spine, take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, slowly roll down. Coming all the way onto your mat. Take your arms overhead, get a nice big stretch here. Reaching through your fingertips, your toes, maybe arch your back or yawn. And then draw your knees in to your chest. Give yourself a big hug here. Wrap your arms around your shins, maybe rocking side to side if that feels good. Good, and then come back through center. Place your feet down onto your mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh here for your supine pigeon stretch. You can draw that left knee in to your chest. Interlace your fingers behind your left leg. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. So you might find that by adding that little rock, you get a little different stretch, one side or the other. Maybe closing your eyes here and just noticing what you feel in your body, what areas feel nice and open and relaxed. Maybe some areas that still have a little tightness or tension, or maybe even a little soreness if you've been working out or riding a lot. So just enjoying this stretch. And then make your way back through center. So we're gonna keep this figure 4 shape with our legs, but release your hands. Take your arms out to the side and place your left foot back onto your mat. Roll all the way over onto your left hip so your right foot just lands on the floor. And then take that left hand and just place your hand on top of your right foot. Look over your right shoulder, nice little twist. Take a couple of breaths here with each exhale. See how you can just surrender into this posture a little more, layer by layer, breath by breath. This is one of my favorite stretches for the hips and the lower back. So a good one for the QL. If you ever feel tightness there, it's a common area to kind of have stress and tension build up in our body. We'll take 2 more nice deep breaths here. Big breath in, breath out. And then gently releasing your twist, rolling onto your back. Uncross your right leg, stretch your leg up to the sky and just circle your ankle one direction and then the other. Wiggle your toes around, maybe even shake out your leg a little. And then bring your right foot down to meet the left. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh here for your supine pigeon. Hugging your right knee in this time, maybe interlacing your fingers behind your right leg, getting a little deeper hip stretch here. Finding that gentle rock side to side if that feels good in your body on this side. So always honoring your body, even if you did something completely different on the other side. That is okay as you continue to practice yoga. Some of those asymmetries will just balance out on their own gradually over time. Coming back through center here. Keep this figure 4 shape with your legs. Bring your right foot down onto your mat. Take your arms out to the sides and then roll over onto your right hip. So letting that foot land on the floor and then taking your right hand and just reaching on top of your foot, just as a little assist there. You can look over your left shoulder, getting this nice stretch and release for the hips and the lower back. Breathing, filling up deeply as you inhale, letting go completely on your exhales. Seeing where you can just soften and release into this shape little by little with each breath. Taking 2 more full breaths here. Deep breath in, slow breath out, and the last one, full breath. And then releasing your twist, rolling onto your back. Uncross your left ankle, extend your leg up towards the sky. Circle your ankle one direction and then the other. Wiggle your toes around, maybe even shake out your leg. And then bring your left foot down to meet your right. Walk your feet out about mat's width distance and just let your knees fall over to the left and then over to the right. Some nice little windshield wipes here. Good. And then coming back through center, keeping your feet wider than your hips, just let your knees rest together. Tuck your tailbone here, tuck your chin slightly, maybe walk your hands in a little closer to your body. Rocking your head side to side a couple of times, just letting go of any last leftover tension that may be stored in your neck or your shoulders. Bring your head back through center, take a deep breath in, fill all the way up, and then sigh it out. Making your way into stillness here, so you can keep your legs right where they are, or you can extend your legs long. Finding a comfortable spot, getting out any last little wiggles, and then settling into your final Shavasana, your final resting pose. Letting your breath come back to a natural rhythm, easy breath in, easy breath out. Cultivating a sense of gratitude for your breath, for your body, for this beautiful community that we have to share our yoga practice, our love with horses, and taking care of ourselves. As you feel ready here, you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a stretch if that feels good to you, and then eventually making your way over to your favorite side, gently pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. We'll take one last breath together. So as you inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands together down to your heart center. Thank you so very much for sharing your practice, your positive energy with me. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.